The majestic scarlet macaw is perhaps one of the most beautiful birds on earth, but it is fast becoming an endangered species in the Belizean rainforest. In fact, this gorgeous, defenseless creature, which once used to thrive in a vast Chiquibul Forest Reserve, has come under heavy poaching. This is the Chiquibul Forest Reserve, 75 miles away from San Ignacio and 15 miles away from the western border. It is where scarlet macaws come to breed and nest from January to August, but their very existence is under threat by hunters from across the border who wantonly plunder the rich forests in the 240,000-acre reserve.
By Guatemalan elements who come in here, who already know the location, they already know the nesting period, the nesting sites, and so frequently more, throughout the last 3 years we have seen them coming up way into these locations now.
The poachers take the chicks because in Guatemala they can get up to 5,000 pesos, the equivalent of $1,000 Belize, for one bird from people who want them as pets. It is more than what many of those people make in 3 months. The poaching has gotten so rampant that Belize's dwindling scarlet macaw population is believed to be just around 200. With time running out on the birds, the staff at Friends for Conservation and Development is fighting a gargantuan battle of trying to keep the growing number of poachers at bay. Rafael Manzanero, who heads the group, told Love News that the organization's role will now have to shift from monitoring the movements of the poachers to enforcing the law against hunting in the reserve.
Our next, I would say, step would be now really to do enforcement, to be much more better in having a presence around these areas, particularly at the breeding period. We have to have people either around the location, under the tree or whatever, really to conduct, really to ensure that those birds are able to hatch, and eventually the bird will be able to fly off.
It is a daunting task for a small team far outnumbered by the poachers, most of whom set up makeshift camps near the nests. To top it off, our guys must preserve the forest while carrying out their work, while their opponents recklessly cut and destroy everything in their path as they hunt the prized bird.
We had been monitoring 9 of the nests around the same reservoir. Of course, there are other nests more inside into the jungle, but so we have been monitoring some 9 of them over the last weeks as the birds were breeding. We actually have come about the loss of some 8 of those nests. So in reality, only 1 can be an active nest, which survived where the birds hatched, able to fly free.
If we can, we try and apprehend them, but it's very, very difficult because those guys will just scramble into the bushes, and it's very difficult to chase someone in the bushes when you don't know what they have. They can ambush you, so we just try to discourage them and take away their stuff.
Larry Santos is a ranger with the organization. We watched as he slung a fishing line across a tree in order to climb the tree and check a nest 50 feet above. Upon his descent, he gave us the update.
When poachers climb it, they will use spikes, and we don't see any signs of that, so we presume that the bird that were here, they made it. Now we have evidence there that they were nesting. But we checked it out and it's clean, so.
The chicks that were in the nest above are believed to have escaped the poachers, but their nest was only one of 9. 8 miles away by skiff on the Macaw River, the nest of 2 of the birds was heartlessly destroyed and the birds were taken for food.
These birds, actually, they did not really survive. They actually died, and we saw also the signals that they were actually consumed. Yeah.
That's the feather of one of the scarlet macaws, presumably one of those that had been killed by the poachers that had been here before the guards. But while the scarlet macaws are disappearing, the jungle is still rife with wildlife. we met this little guy hugging a thin shoot and seemingly undisturbed by our presence. Perhaps he, unlike his co-inhabitant, the scarlet macaw, is safest in a reserve that is daily being pillaged for its wildlife, trees, chaté, and other natural resources. It will take a huge effort, with the help of more human resources and financial help, if the scarlet macaws are to make it into the next generation. Marian Ali reporting for Love News.